Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a good evening so far. We have another Genshin Impact combined with Chaos Head Noah stream tonight. I'm not going to be on Genshin for very long. I think I'm probably just going to do some of the event activities and then do the 10 wish for Navia, and then we'll just switch right on over to Chaos Head after that. Let's see.
Add Astra.
Yeah, okay. Hey, what's up, Ox? How you doing? Oh yeah, wait. What's up? We're better off if they had... Okay, wait. Okay, let's just start here instead. Yeah, we need to, like, go over here. Yeah, it's this thing here. So how's your day after Christmas been? Or Boxing Day? Do they even... I guess it's still Boxing Day, really, isn't it? Boxing Day. Slow? Yeah. Kinda the same here, I guess. Oh yeah, so this is the one where you have to, like... I don't know, this one is weird. Yeah. Snowy, yeah. We haven't gotten, like, any snow yet here. Should I just be new? It doesn't really matter. Yeah. My target is the yellow zone.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile,
Depth
has
of
a rich
flavor.
and complex
This
flavor
dude talks
profile,
about
but it must be savored
water like he
patiently
talks
to
about
fully
wine or
appreciate it.
something.
Quit following me.
No, I wasn't getting too many of those there. Yeah, this one feels more like a competition than it does a co-op, but cause see how like they want to drive it away from your thing.
Too slow.
He beat me by like 1 or 2 fucking points. I don't think it you don't get rewards like based on like competition though. Like it doesn't matter what like if you place first or whatever, it just matters how many points you get. uh, Alright, let's um oh yeah. Just gathering more Prima Gems for my 10 wish that I'm doing tonight. Do it here. Not too long. Okay, what are we doing here? Guess we'll do this one. Oh, is this the one where you like... Okay, yeah. I remember. Ooh, we get to film the most beautiful girl in the whole frickin' game. Navia. Too bad Zane isn't here so I can rub that fact in his face. Highlight the oppressively sunny weather. Well, I would say getting the shot with the sun in it would probably be the best one for that. Makes sense. Alright, film the actress waiting and show the actress's expression. Okay, well, probably this one. Film the scene of the two actresses meeting. This one. Okay, we gotta select narration. Show the friend's listless expression. I guess way too sunny. I guess. Yeah. Alright. That one. Show the actress's generosity. Yeah, come stand under my parasol probably indicates generosity, so we'll go with that. She holds the umbrella and sunglasses. Okay, yeah, this one. Okay. Really? I'm only getting plus 20s for this shit? Too much Paimon, not enough Navia. Okay. I think we'll go ahead and do this deal one more time. Although it kind of sucks because this is the one that takes the longest to get to. Alright. Yep, wrong way. Actually, wait a sec. Is there a way I can... Nah, never mind. I could go this way. Alright, here we go again. Hmm. Let's see how it is. Okay. Uh... Okay.
I created another universe and founded paradise.
There we go. Okay. So we're done with the daily missions. Let's just go over here. I wonder if I should.
Add Astra. Thank you for
You know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and do Spiral Abyss. Yeah, let's do floor 10 of Spiral Abyss. And then we'll do the wishing. Okay, so um Ruin Grader. Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll do the New Valette team in the first half. Frickin' find New Valette here. Or should I? Here, let me actually do some artifact leveling first, and then we'll do. And it increased the elemental mastery. Are you fucking serious, bro? It's fucking ridiculous. Okay. HP, I'll take it. Um. flat HP. Okay. Alright. Um, increase crit rate. Nice. That's what we want. Oh wait, there's one more, right? Yeah. Oh my god. Bro, it did Are you for real? So it increased flat HP. It looks like it increased defense once. Okay. Well, I was hoping it would hit the crit rate, but oh well. Yeah, I mean, the thing is his crit damage is really high, but his crit rate is not good. Alright, let's just go ahead and do this. Okay. Do that. Official. And, what the fuck? Who was I putting? Oh, yeah, Gene. Yeah. And, Hutal. Galon, and Zhongli. Alright.
Shadow Raven, let night fall. Let my name echo in song.
The tides beckon. Let's go.
Have a load of this!
Shower me with praise.
Unfortunate fate! Let the mighty be humbled!
Wind, hear me. Time to shine. By royal decree.
You need to hurry up! Fuel's clogged!
Bow your head.
Okay. That was actually pretty good.
Stabilize! Order guide you!
Here comes the catch. Witness the power of...
Solidify!
Gotcha. Time to act. Huh?
Bro. That was actually so fast, it's crazy. Okay. Crit rate. Yeah, probably. Yeah, we'll do this one.
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Strike a pose.
Be sanctified! Oh.
Let the world collide. Oz revealed by...
Silence!
Barbados, guide us.
Let the mighty be humbled!
Go as planned.
Settle down.
Nuvalet's starting to do some pretty serious damage now.
Stabilize.
Things are about to get dicey. Ring cutter.
I will have order. Solidify.
No, my sword. Body and mouth. Let me weave you a bro. See?
Oh. I didn't mean to do that. Yes, continue, please. And yeah, I guess we'll do this one.
Your journey ends here, Lord of
Midnight
Sand.
Phantasmagoria.
Your sacrifice is ready.
Yoo-hoo!
Bow your head. Settle down. The tides beckon. Is that each gun?
Go as one! Let the world collide!
Let's end this
By
now.
royal decree, I swear by my sword.
Now justice is blindsided. Be sanctified. Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Shower me with praise! Huh? Here comes the catch. Time to go!
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Game's up. Fun's over. Ring cutter. Time to act. It's over!
And 9-starred that pretty easily. Damn. Oh, whoops. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and claim our Prima Gems, and then we'll do our wishing. Alright. So I got 1376. So how many, let's see, how many wishes here? 1376 divided by 60. Okay. So I'm gonna need to,
I see the value in my own.
I'm gonna have to go here. Let's wait.
I also see the
Just
meaning
double check. Yeah,
of all the
that's what I
endeavors
thought.
of the people. On tape.
Yeah, we'll just do two. Two intertwined fates, and then
I believe I will.
let's go ahead and do our 10 wish. So this is I'm on pity 60 right now. So this will be wishes 61 through 70 towards pity right here. We are approaching soft pity, so here we go. Eye of Perception. Do I even have any of those? Rosaria. Okay, well. Let's see. Oh, I got 10 Acquaint Fates apparently. Well, I guess we can go ahead and do a 10 wish here too. Yeah, might as well. Let's go for it. No 5-star. Favonius Sword. Okay.
Continue to take pride in fulfilling my
Alright.
duties.
Well, I think we'll go ahead and end it here, and then we'll switch over to Chaos Head.
Ad Astra Abyssal.
Ugh. Wow. Yeah, I didn't think to check that today. Hmm. Okay. Alright. Moving on. Let's go to Chaos Head Noah. Actually. Okay. Oh, well, it's been a little bit since I last played this, so let me try and remember what happened on the last time I played this. I think we concluded the scene where Fess was helping out um, Takumi. I think that's his name. And I don't know, is there anything else? I don't know. The bad thing about this visual novel is you can't go back and check the log of yeah, it's like as soon as you exit and enter the game, even if you load up a game, you can't look at the backlog. The backlog only works for what you've done during this current session. So anyway, um, oh yeah, okay. So the big thing that happened last time was um, I think what's his name? The guy he frequently plays that um, RPG game with told him about another deal that's related to the new gen murders. This time it was a video that had just been uploaded of um, the the first incident, which was the group dive. Um, Basically, it was just a guy up on the roof filming the 5 students that ultimately jumped off the building. They were all crying and stuff. And then it looked like um, I guess the guy filming them was, I guess, forcing them to kind of go through with jumping off the building. Um, it didn't show exactly what he did to coerce them to do that, um, but yeah, um, so now they have like a video that essentially shows that that incident was in fact a murder and not a suicide. So, um, yeah, that was kind of the big uh, event that happened in the last episode. So, the news about the leaked video of the group dive quickly became a huge deal, of course. The net was, like Grimm said, in an uproar. A lot of people on 8chan were saying that this proved that all 4 new gen murders were committed by the same person. Okay. Okay. They even got people from the United States apparently participating in this. Alright, so Meiser from Connecticut. The killer has got to be Whose Eyes Are Those? Expelled from Shizuoka Prefecture. The guy who upped the video to MewTube has to be the killer, right? Totally. Whose eyes are open parentheses RY. Night Watchman, Hyogo Prefecture. Okay, I'll call the cops whose IE are those whereas Bab. White Collar, Oregon. The Whose Eyes message showed up at the vampire crime scene too. Now there's a connection between the first and last New Gen murders? People had been saying there was no connection at all, but I guess they were wrong. So then the pregnant man and crucified are also... Oh shit, this is exciting. Backyard baseball, Ibaraki Prefecture. Whose eyes are those? Lion Dancer, Floating City. And since the vampire case was the first time we saw Whose Eyes, that means that the killer can't be somebody who saw the group dive and tried to copy it. They have to be the same guy. Secretary, Kanagawa Prefecture. Don't look at me, lol. Whose eyes are those? Low-income earner, Niigata Prefecture. I saw the video and it looks like fake bullshit to me. I bet one Perica it's some theater group trying to make a name for themselves. Pilot Stratosphere. Don't say whose eyes, guys. You're just egging the killer on. Plastic Surgeon, Mie Prefecture. So this means all the new gen murders were the same guy, right? It's Big Silly Chichijima Island. Whose eyes are those? Napping Yamanashi Prefecture. Maybe the other side of that ledge only drops down 2 meters and there's like a mat or something under it. LOL. Psychometer. Kamchatka Peninsula. Agreed. As long as that phrase is popular, we're going to keep seeing more murders. Cut it the hell out. It's not funny anymore. Whose eyes? Movie watcher Satoshi Inland Sea. I live in Shibuya, sob lolol. Don't look at me. 17-year-old office lady, Kanto region. It's the most viewed YouTube video. Hey, lolol. Don't look at me, lol. Big Chief Tokyo. It's the top article on MHK News. KTKR. Oh wait, what is it? What is KTK? Oh. Oh, I didn't realize they had a... So apparently open parentheses RY means etc. Oh, okay. Perica, fictional currency used in certain manga. Yeah. Oh. Okay, never mind. I was thinking... Oh, there it is. KTKR. Shh, it's here when everything was going their way. Anyway, interior designer of West Japan. Has whose eyes claimed responsibility yet? The TV news was just as excited. Post 140 was right. All the non-government run TV stations, except for TVTK, had done specials on it, and they've been showing the video non-stop. None of the specials were longer than an hour, but the fact that the video was broadcast all over the country was shocking. Of course, all the stations cut the last part where they actually jumped, but the effect they had was incredible. The TV commentators were saying more or less the same thing as the internet, that all 4 of the new gen cases were the work of the same killer. It was inevitable that they'd say that. At last, the new gen cases had something in common. Whose eyes are those? The phrase that was so popular in Shibuya right now. It had originally been thought that these words only appeared during the 4th incident, the vampirer case, but one of the victims of the group dive said the phrase as well, despite it taking place over a month before vampirer. Now, out of the 4 murders, it had appeared in 2, the first and the most recent one, which meant it was probably the same person responsible for all 4. The police held an emergency press conference to announce that they were doing everything they could to find the uploader of the video. A few politicians issued statements expressing their anger and sorrow, and demanding that the killer be caught immediately. The video was deleted by YouTube's administrators less than 3 hours after upload, but it was too late. Channers everywhere had downloaded it already, and nobody could stop it from being spread now. And then, late that night, the police made their next announcement. The video of the group dive incident was uploaded from a manga cafe named @Cafe. Specifically, the PC in room 37. Yeah, it's just looking more and more like Takumi is the killer himself, so. I sat in my seat and leaned forward, my head pressed against my arms. I'd been listening in on the conversations around me without even realizing I was doing so. Today, I was feeling really sensitive toward other people's voices. After listening to a few conversations, I realized that everybody was talking about the group dive, just like I thought they would be. Some of the girls were even saying, "Whose eyes are those?" as a joke. I bit my lip and stared down at my desk. That video was proof. Proof that Shogun was real. Proof I wasn't the killer. So I didn't have multiple personalities. The old man in the wheelchair was the new gen killer. But why had Shogun uploaded the video? Nobody had any clues to the identity of the killer. Why would he reveal himself now? I'd thought about it and come to two possible conclusions. The first was that Shogun may have just wanted attention and recognition for his crimes. Given how he'd shown himself to me, that seemed likely. The other was as a challenge to me. For some reason, Shogun and his servant Yua were after me. I didn't know why, but they'd almost succeeded in making me out to be the new gen killer. The police might still suspect me. Shogun was trying to trap me even now.
僕のメッセージは受け取ってくれた？目覚めるんだ。早く。でないと、もっとたくさんの人が死んじゃうことになるから。
Yeah, he's telling him to wake up because if he doesn't wake up, then he will sleepwalk, and that's when he commits the murders.
忘れないで。君は逃げちゃいけない。
That's what the Shogun I'd seen had said. As near as I could tell, what he meant to say was, "I'm going to kill you, so don't run away." It was a threat. And now, he'd uploaded a video for all of Japan to see. He was escalating things. He must have moved to the next stage of his plan. But it would be naive to think this meant he'd given up on me. I should assume that his attacks and plots were only going to get worse. I was scared. That video was terrifying. Shogun was weaker and frailer than even I was, but he'd killed 5 teenagers without even laying a finger on them. If he was behind all of the new gen killings, that would mean that even the pregnant man crucified and vampirer were all done by his hand, despite his tiny, frail body. Or maybe Yua had helped? Either way, I didn't have any hope of protecting myself from people who could do something like that. I felt anger at being chosen as their target so arbitrarily, but I also felt afraid of them. And then, whose eyes are those? There was that message too. Hey, what's up, Soraru? Whenever I let my guard down for a moment, my body started to shiver. I had to stay tense at all times if I was going to keep myself from losing control. I kept a close eye on my surroundings and made sure I was ready to run if somebody approached. Shogun, or maybe Yua, could appear at any moment. It was entirely possible that Shogun had more servants than just Yua after all. Maybe some of my classmates, the kids who were laughing and chatting around me right now, were under his influence too. I had to avoid being caught off guard, like I was at Cafe yesterday. Otherwise, this time, I'd be killed. I needed to find that D-sword. If I wanted to get out of this alive, I needed that D-sword. After talking to Ayase and Senna and looking on the internet, I was getting more and more sure of it. If I could get the D-sword, I'd be saved. While I was watching things unfold on the internet last night, I'd also been doing everything I could to find information on the D-sword. I'd gotten nowhere. I moved my hands up to my head and tore at my greasy hair. How the hell was I supposed to get a D-sword?
見つけなくちゃいけない。自分自身で。方法なんて私にはわからないの。
That's what Ayase had said, but I didn't even have a hint as to where to start. It wasn't fair. I was getting more and more scared, and I wasn't making any progress. The fear was crushing me. I had to find it. I had to find the D-sword fast. I needed the D-sword no matter what. Gotta find it. Gotta find it, or it's over. I have to find it before I become the victim in the next new gen case. But find it how? I don't even know where to start. There has to be a hint, some kind of hint. If I don't hurry, I'll lose my chance. Can I find it? I didn't have time to be here at school. My life and graduating school, there was no question which one was more important. So why was I... Then I heard somebody getting close to my seat. I tensed up, jerking my head upwards.
びっくりした。
It was Rimi. She was standing there, blinking in surprise at my sudden movement. You're the one that surprised me. Don't scare me like that. I relaxed, sighed, and dropped my head back on the desk.
タク、大丈夫？
She peered over me like she always did. I quickly looked away.
顔、真っ青だよ。汗もすごいし。目も血走っちゃってる。
Was Rimi on my side? Or was she my enemy? After she'd saved me once, I was a lot less cautious around her. But that meant I was also just ignoring all the things that made me suspect her in the first place. Why did I see her covered in blood during the crucified murder? If she and I were friends since my first year of school, why didn't I remember it?
タク、体調悪いの？
Rimi looked a little concerned.
なんでもない。
I turned my head away from her. There was no way I could ask her any of these questions to her face. When the day's classes finally ended, I was mentally exhausted. Even during class, I'd been ignoring the lecture and constantly keeping an eye on my surroundings. I hadn't slept since yesterday, but I felt so tense that I was actually more alert than usual. The school day seemed to drag on for an eternity, and the longer it went, the more miserable I felt. Why did time seem to pass so much slower or faster depending on your mental state? They say time flows at the same rate for everybody, but there's no way that's true. Time is subjective. If you asked me, things like hours and minutes were just somebody's secret conspiracy to hide that subjectivity, to make everyone think it was the same. And if time's flow was subjective, didn't that imply you could control it too? I only thought of that because of what Senna said about controlling other people's will. Didn't that imply...
生まれながらに目が不自由な人でも目の前にある景色がちゃんと見えるようになる。ビデオカメラのような映像機器を介してね。
If you could take the image recorded by a video camera, turn it into electrical pulses, and send it into the brain in a way that could be understood, didn't that imply that you could also take the images in the mind and turn them into electrical signals too, then send them to some kind of device to be turned into video? There was no need for the signals to be coming from a video camera anyway. For example, what if you hooked up a hard drive with a recording of a travel program? Or what if it wasn't a travel program, but an anime? An anime is just a delusion. It's 2D. But somebody born blind would never even have seen 3D images. If you told them this was what the world looked like, would they believe the 2D world was real? Wouldn't that mean from their perspective that a delusion was real? For example, let's say that somebody we'll call A has an image in their brain. You could send it to a hard drive and then turn it into a video, and then broadcast it into B's brain. Then A's delusion would become B's reality. Their delusions would become real. It would be theoretically possible, right? Wow, lol, I'm a genius, lol. I became incredibly excited about my own idea. Maybe this was the key to getting a D-sword. Ayase had said a D-sword was a delusion after all. Okay. Time to head home and look it up online. After that, I leaped up, bag in hand and ready to go. But that girl was standing at the door, looking at me. I screamed. Half my classmates were still in the room. I could feel them staring at me coldly. Stop! Run away. Don't look at me. Run away. Please, don't look at me. Run. Panicking, I knocked aside my classmates and headed out the other door, the one opposite from where Yua was standing. I ran until I made it to the courtyard, where I was suddenly overtaken by the urge to vomit. I tried to hold it in, but it was useless. I dropped to my knees and threw up. Stomach acid stung my throat. My eyes were blurry. It hurt to breathe. There was a disgusting taste left in my mouth from the vomit. I guess I was under a lot more stress than I thought I was. Maybe it was because I'd been up all night. I wiped the edges of my mouth as I looked around frantically. Nobody was there, but the blind spots and shadows that I normally ignored now seemed terrifying to me. I started to think that Yua and Shogun could be lurking anywhere. And once the idea was in my head, I couldn't take another step. Somebody help me. I wanted to cry, and the urge to vomit came back too. This time I didn't throw up, but I coughed and gasped for air. It hurt so much that even more tears came. Then I felt a soft hand rubbing my back. I turned around, afraid.
大丈夫、
Rimi was there.
大丈夫だよ。
She wasn't asking me. She was gently telling me.
私はタクの味方だから。
She showed no sign of disgust at the smell of my vomit, or the way my face was covered in snot and tears, with dried remains of my stomach's contents crusting the corners of my mouth. She had a gentle smile on her face, as if she was trying to make me feel better. She came up to me and rubbed my back gently. Why? When I'd wanted somebody to save me before, she'd appeared then too, like a superhero coming to save the day. Why was it that having her around made me feel so much safer? Why did I feel so much better? The next thing I knew, I was spilling my guts out to her. I hope he doesn't mean, like, throwing up some more. Even though I hated talking about myself.
助けて。一人は怖いんだ。
Maybe that's why I'd come to school today. Till now, I'd always thought I was better off alone. Of course, I was still afraid of talking to anybody. I didn't think I had any hope of being friends with them. But after everything I was going through with Yua and Shogun, I felt so scared and lonely. I wanted somebody to be by my side. I didn't even need them to be nice to me. I just needed them to be there.
一人は怖い。
だったら私が一緒にいてあげる。
In her words, there was no malice, no hesitation.
さすがに24時間ずっとは無理だけど。
She smiled and suddenly looked up at the sky. What was she looking at? It felt like she was staring at something far off in the distance.
朝一緒に学校行って、学校では休み時間にどうでもいいこと話して、お昼休みは一緒にご飯食べて、夕方一緒に帰って、帰るついでにたまにどこかのお店に寄ったりして、タクの部屋で ちょっとだけおしゃべりして、それでまた明日ねって手を振って別れて、そんなのでいいなら私いくらでもしてあげるよ。そういうの結構憧れなんだ。
But that almost sounds like you'd be my girlfriend. I was in shock. She was serious, at least as near as I could tell from looking at her.
どうして。どうしてそこまでしてくれるの。
それは
Because this was leading where I thought it was, right? Her next words might be because I like you, right? I couldn't understand what about me she could possibly like, though. No, wait. This was a Kome's trap. A clever trick to get me to let my guard down. It had happened before, right? Yua had deceived me, then betrayed me. I couldn't get my hopes up. I needed to imagine the worst case scenario. Rimi might be my enemy too.
石
She suddenly saluted me. I was caught off guard by her sudden action, and worried that she might suddenly be about to reveal her horrible true nature. But I could still see the gentle smile on her face.
そんなの友達だからに決まってるでしょ。私にしてみればタクを助けてあげるのは当然なの。どうしてとか寂しいこと言わない。わかった？
うん。
Friends, huh? If she'd said because you're my boyfriend, it might have felt like a whole new life for me was about to begin. But even if it was as friends, it made me so incredibly happy. Having someone else be nice to me. Having someone do something for me without expecting a reward. I didn't realize how happy that would make me. Maybe it was something I'd never experienced before. But more than that, it made me feel like I wasn't alone. Rimi was my salvation. The urge to throw up finally subsided, and I felt a lot better.
はい、使う？
She offered me a red handkerchief that smelled like flowers. I took it, but I was hesitant to use it.
汚しちゃっていいよ。タクにあげる。
ありがとう。
I felt guilty, but at this point, I decided to just take advantage of anything she'd offer me. I wiped away the barf on the edges of my mouth. This was the first time a girl who wasn't in my family had given me a present. I wasn't sure if you could call it a present, though. But for somebody who was totally alone, like me, even something small like this was an incredible treasure. The joy and sense of relief made me feel like I was going to cry again.
それじゃあ帰ろっか。
She smiled innocently.
一緒に。
What she just said about staying with me seemed, in her mind, to be a settled matter. I hadn't given an answer, but she didn't care. But of course, I didn't plan on saying no. I was afraid of being alone. I didn't want to be alone. Right now, Remy was all I could rely on. Alright, I'm gonna grab some water real quick. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. But that didn't mean that everything would be fine from now on. I still chose a different route home than usual, and I kept looking over my shoulder the whole way. Danger seemed to lurk in every shadow. Each time I came to an intersection, I had delusions of Yua and Shogun lurking around the corner, and froze up, unable to go forward. Then Remy would go ahead of me, looking down the street and turning back to give me a nod.
大丈夫。誰もいないよ。
I gave a sigh of relief, followed her. Remy stayed with me, not seeming annoyed at all.
ねえ、聞いていいかな。一体、何があったの？
I wasn't sure whether I could tell Remy. If I told her, and Shogun came after her too, that would be my fault.
あ、話したくないなら、無理に話さなくても。
いや、話すよ。
I started to speak. I was reluctant to get her involved, sure, but if I didn't explain what was going on, she wouldn't understand how desperate my situation was. I decided to ignore the risk to her for the sake of helping myself. She was the one who told me she'd stay by my side, so it was okay, right? I told her about Shogun, the one behind the New Gen murders, about his servant, Yua, that the two of them were after me. What had happened in front of the 107. I kept tripping over my tongue, but I managed to get it all out.
うーん。
When I told her about Shogun, the the man in the wheelchair, she'd frowned a little. That was the thing I wanted to ask her about most. Now was the perfect chance to do it, too.
いたかな、車椅子のおじいさんなんて。
She didn't sound very confident.
思い出して。大切なことだ。
でも
She paused, as if she was about to say something that was hard to say.
そもそもあの時渋谷の駅前が無人だったなんてことなかったよ。いつもと同じだった。
So she hadn't seen anything strange at all that night. I'd hoped she'd tell me she'd seen the same things I had. Remy and I had seen different things. Which of us had seen what really happened? Was I just wrong? Was that empty Shibuya just a delusion of mine? But there was a problem then. That old man in the wheelchair in the empty Shibuya, Shogun. How could you explain him? If the empty Shibuya was just a delusion, then Shogun might be a delusion too.
駅前って人が多いでしょ。だから車椅子の人がいてもなかなか気がつかないだろうし。要するに見てないってこと。ごめんね、役に立てなくて。
Shogun wasn't a delusion of mine. I was sure of that. I thought he might be at first, but my opinion had changed totally after I'd seen the video of the group dive. The Shogun who'd taken that video was real. That was proof he existed. But the empty Shibuya could have been a delusion, maybe. Shibuya had been filled with people then. It had just looked empty to me, that was all. But what did that mean?
ねえ、それよりお願いがあるんだけど、いい？
She put her hands together as if pleading with me.
CD を買いに行きたいんだ。せっかくここまで来てからちょっと寄っていきたいんだけど。いいかな？
To be honest, I wanted to get back to the base as soon as possible. I'd only taken this longer route home because I thought Shogun and Yua might be trying to set an ambush for me. I didn't want to go shopping. But if I refused here, I might upset Remy. She might even get mad and leave me here. That would be bad. I needed her to stay with me. I didn't even think I could get back to the base on my own. In the end, I wasn't able to refuse. I followed behind her, fear increasing with each step I took. Hopefully, even Yua would be reluctant to attack me with this many people around. But I was more scared of the idea that Shogun and Yua could be lurking in the crowds than relieved by the thought of getting lost in them. Each time somebody came close to me, I felt myself screaming internally.
パトカーだ。
My body froze. I quickly hid behind Remy. She was right. There were 2 police cars stopped in the street. 3 uniformed officers were standing next to them. The police were after me, too. I hadn't actually done anything, but they were too stupid to understand that. Were they looking for me, I wondered? But after a moment, I realized they weren't. They were staring at a crowd that was marching down the street. A protest, maybe? They were all carrying signs and waving flags, and they even had sashes and headbands. There was a little girl in the rows of protesters, looking confused as she was pulled along by her parents. On her shirt, the words, "Whose eyes are those?" were written with a black magic marker. I bit my lip when I saw it.
何のデモだろうね。
The crowd was full of men and women, and the people were of all ages. As they marched, they'd sometimes yell out slogans. "Drive the demons out of Shibuya!"
悪魔
Some of the signs said things like, "Drive the demons out of Shibuya," or "Protect Shibuya from terrorists." It was probably a protest over the New Gen murders. Protesting wasn't going to accomplish anything. If they had time to protest, they should just find and kill Shogun instead. Then I wouldn't have to feel so scared all the time.
タク、行こう。
Rimi looked away from the protesters, seemingly disinterested, and began to walk toward the CD shop. Once inside, she headed straight for the indie CD corner. Unlike the J-pop section, there weren't many people here. She stopped in front of the P shelf and began to look for a CD. But she quickly gave up.
やっぱりないな。
An indie band whose name started with P. Could it be?
タクはファンタズムってバンドを知ってる？今話題になってるけど。
I should have guessed that was what she was after. Of course I knew about them. I'd gone to a concert and even owned a CD. I nodded and she chuckled.
私、そういう情報は結構疎くて、最近になって知ったんだ。それで、友達に借りようかと思ったんだけど、なかなか手に入らないらしくて、誰も持ってないんだよ。だから CD 買うしかないかなって思って、ここ1週間ぐらいあちこち探してみたんだけど、どこも売り切れ中。次はいつ入るんだろう。
僕持ってる。
Rimi's eyes went wide.
持ってるって CD?
I nodded, and then Rimi... put her hands on my shoulders. Her face was so close, I almost flinched. The smell of her shampoo tickled my nostrils, and I could feel my face turning red.
ねえタク、取引しよう。
Trade?
その CD 貸してくれたら、見返りに私。
Her face was dead serious. I gulped. I'll what?
と
She seemed to be lost in thought. Did she not actually have any ideas?
見返りなんていらない。
それって貸してくれないっていうこと？
Remy looked sad.
そっか。残念。
いや、違うよ。見返りなんて必要ないってこと。普通に貸すよ。
タク。ありがとう。
She gave me a brilliant smile. She looked so happy. I thought she might jump on me and give me a hug right there. Normally, girls were never happy about anything I did, so it made me happy too. I I was glad I worked up the courage to say she could borrow it.
美人。じゃあ見返りなしで借ります。となれば善は急げ。タクの家にレッツゴー。
Okay, I will be back in just a sec. All right. Okay, I think I'm going to stop here for tonight. So, I will stream again tomorrow night, and we'll go back to the God of War Ragnarok DLC that I played yesterday, and we'll do some more of that tomorrow. So, thanks for watching, and have a good night.